Yes, I know Black Panther will return in Avengers Infinity War. Don't fucking remind me. Today on Readus Reviews, I review Black Panther, the 6th film in Phase 3 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So a week after the events of Captain America's Civil War, T'Challa is finally crowned king of Wakanda. And almost immediately after he is crowned king, he comes to realize that the weight to the throne is pretty heavy. And as he's trying to figure out if he is indeed ready to take on the responsibilities of king, along comes the sins of the fast in the form of Killmonger. And so T'Challa not only has to stop Killmonger, but also keep Wakanda from turning into something that it doesn't want to be. As far as the story and the plot is concerned, I feel like it was simple, yet effective. Even though the trailers pretty much spoiled certain aspects of the movie, I felt that it did a good job keeping us guessing on when the abyss portion of the hero's journey was going to happen over the course of the movie. I also felt that the movie did a good job utilizing its secondary characters in a way that didn't make the movie feel cluttered. Everybody had a specific role to play. And it definitely helped the film feel a bit more organic. Everything felt evenly paced out. That even goes for the film's comedy. The humor in the movie was naturally organic. It didn't feel like they were just putting jokes in just for joke's sake. Having the movie have humor that happened naturally still allowed the movie to be enjoyable while still being able to take it seriously. So with that, let's go into the characters that stood out to me the most, starting with T'Challa. I felt that Chadwick Boseman did a good job portraying a T'Challa that was pretty new to the crown. Watching him learn how to be a better king than his father and his ancestors before him, and being sympathetic while enduring trials that were never meant to be his own was definitely encouraging to watch. I already knew from Civil War that Chadwick Boseman was a good choice for the character, so I'm glad that this movie helped reassure me. I always loved Shuri, and the sheer amount of activity she had in this film just delighted me. Letitia Wright brought an excitable energy to the role that you usually find in younger siblings. So I've been told. I also love her and T'Challa's overall dynamic. There's a genuine love that the two characters share every time you see them on screen. And if I can sum up Okoye in 3 words, it would have to be, yes, bitch, yes! Every time Okoye was on screen, I was ready for whatever she had to deliver. Whether it was sass, whether it was a joke, whether it was a smackdown, especially if it was the smackdown. I am glad that she was given a chance to show that she was more than just the king's bodyguard when she received that small development arc to show where her faithfulness truly lies at the end of the day, which I was relieved to see that they gave her. Killmonger. 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 Jesus fucking Christ. Is this where all the compelling multi-dimensional villain Kool-Aid went, Marvel? You just decided to just drop it on Michael B. Jordan's front door? My God, this character was just done so good. Not only was he a worthy equivalent of his comic book counterpart, but he also succeeded in making me see where the villain in this movie was coming from. Like his body modifications, he was well-rounded like a motherfucker. And not at the expense of T'Challa either. That's the fucked up part. Because that's been the excuse that I've been hearing for the past 5 years, ever since Phase 1, as to why Marvel villains have been shit. Then along comes Black Panther to tell us, nope, we can do it. We just haven't had writers that gave a fuck. My God, it was delightful and saddening at the same time. I didn't even know that was possible. Other things that I liked about it was the overall prologue of the movie. The explanations and beginnings of Wakanda's origin I would put on par with how Thor's prologue was done, which I enjoyed. It definitely helped give it that grand scale that I felt that Black Panther deserves. Ludwig Göransson's orchestral score was just yes. And after listening and loving his Creed soundtrack, I'm glad that he's the Danny Elfman to Ryan Coogler's Tim Burton. And another thing I like about this movie is that because it only shows the parts of Civil War that's responsible for the reason why T'Challa is King of Wakanda, it pretty much has the ability to stand alone as his own movie. Like, unless you want to, you don't really have to watch any other Phase 3 or Phase 2 or Phase 1 movies in order to prepare for this. And you could argue you should watch Civil War to know who Agent Ross is, but nah. However, if I were to nitpick as far as things that I didn't like or things I wanted more of, it would have to be more of Wakanda. Like, I know we got a lot. Like, we got the inners and outer workings of the vibranium mines and Shirley's lab. We got the combat ceremony waterfall. We have the overlook of the entire Golden City. We got the throne room of the mountain tribe, and we got the ritual garden of Necropolis. But for me, I wanted to see more non-CGI sets of, like, the Golden City for Wakandans day-to-day people. And we did get that, but it was 2 scenes, both centered around a certain Wakandan marketplace. I assume it was because, budget restrictions or, filming in one specific place in Atlanta, but it would have been nice. But overall, yeah, Black Panther was a movie that I wanted from Marvel Studios for a very long time, like ever since the first Thor movie. It was enjoyable, it had a grand feel to it, had natural humor and wasn't afraid to take itself seriously. And it had one of the most compelling, well-written, and well-performed villains since Loki's first appearance. I'd say it's definitely worth a full ticket price admittance and a Blu-ray price on home video. Anyway, readers, your homework assignment for the day. Write in the comments section below what you thought of Marvel's Black Panther if you've seen it. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and every other Friday. But until then, this is Readus 101. Class dismissed.